Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit.
Terry, welcome to Tuesday, my friend. How are you today?
Good, and you?
Looking good in that number one shirt there, Terry.
That's right.
So you had a chance to get it in the wash,
Yep.
right? It's
Yep.
a cotton shirt. So I know sometimes when I head off to the big box stores and I buy like a old concert T-shirt or something like that, the first time, or like a Marvel T-shirt, a lot of times the first time I throw it in the wash, I put it back on and it doesn't fit, or it's a wash or two away from throwing it in the garbage.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel today, or no?
No, it came out just fine. It didn't seem to shrink at all, for me at least.
Yeah, mine either. And what I like about the T-shirts is they're a little on the longer side too. So they're not those short T-shirts where you got a little bit of a dad bod going that kind of creep up on you a little bit there. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not
Absolutely.
a fan. I'm not a fan of the T-shirt creep, Terry. So, or just creeps in general. So yesterday we had a decent day, got off to a good start. Like I said on the show last night with trainer Scott Lake. Did you get a chance to check that out?
I did. It was very good. I liked the interview a lot. He's pretty forthcoming, and he just, he did a good job.
Yeah, no, it was fun. He's got a couple horses today. Was telling us a little bit about his time over there at Parx and his career, and some interesting stuff about racing at Parx, and talking a little bit about the biases there and so forth. In any case, if you haven't seen that show, make sure you head on over to Horse Racing Radar TV on YouTube. Check that out. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're there or while you're here right now. But we got off to a good start. We both won our best bets of the day. You had an exacta. I had the exacta trifecta in our box it ups. Hit the hot dog pick 4 with almost a bet single all the way down to the last race. Got scratched in on the my second pick moved into there anyway after my top pick scratched, and then all the way to the last race. We're almost going to come home with the prime rib pick 4, and that 8 horse just stopped.
That's right. He sure did. So she did.
I made the analogy that we were kind of riding a bike down the hill, and as we were going, we were winning the first, second pick. Then it started to head to the third pick, occasional fourth pick. Bike started wobbling a little bit, and then at the end of that last race with the 8 horse, the bike just went a little too fast, and the 8 just stopped, which was I thought he had that race.
So did I. I thought we were home free. So.
And on top of that, I had the 8 horse in my contest to qualify when it pushed me up into second place. Instead, I missed advancing. So that sucks. So I got to try it again today, Terry.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it's sometimes it can be frustrating.
More than sometimes.
Well,
Speaking of try it again today, Terry, today we're going to go to Parx for the second day in our 3-day tour to Philadelphia. We'll be back to Parx again tomorrow. And another 11 race card. Today we have 4 100,000 stakes races between races 8, 9, 10, and 11. So it's the best races at the Parx today. So we're going to go through them. He was spooked by traffic. There was no traffic. What the hell he was spooked by? Spooked by being on the lead. He said, wait a minute, what am I doing out here? I'm not supposed to be here. And that's exactly what that looked like to me.
Yep.
Anyway, race number 1. This is going to be a common theme early on today, Terry, and that's 7 furlongs. As an optional claiming 40,000 non-winners of 3 lifetime. Just a quick look at let me pull this down here. This is my notes that you'll see later on horseracingtoday.net. So I always post everything over there afterwards. So if you miss any of the show, you want to see the race notes, you'll find them at horseracingtoday.net along with Terry's best bets of the day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No sleep, nor slow, nor nothing else will stop Terry from posting his best bet of the day. Race 1, 7 furlongs, 35 races, Terry, 21 won by speed, 9 of which have gone wire to wire. You have a little bit of a penalty on the rail, and the 8, 4 through 7 play a little bit better than 2 through 3. How are you going to start Tuesday?
Well, I'm going to start that first race with number 1, Far Mo Power. Won his last 2 races in a row at Parx, so now he's going for a hat trip. Anyway, the trainer wins 24% of the time when bringing back the winner of their last race. 2 zone finished 3rd versus tougher in the last race. Drops in class today, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 3, Bode O, won his last race at Parx, likes the track and the distance, And then number 5, Bob Feed won his last race at Parx. Trainer jockey combination. The last 14 days have won 2 out of 3. And there is a scratch here, number 4, American Patrol.
So I'm going to go with the one horse, Far Mo Power, just like you. But let me start off by saying that this race has every kind of running style, despite only being, 5 deep now, right?
Yeah.
With the scratch. I think it probably favors early speed. So I'm going to go with Far More Power. Did win at the distance in his last, showed some nice late pace improvement. Does have the best late pace numbers, but I expect that he'll be right on the pace setters. 2-3 zone is likely the co-pilot out of the gates. Horse has been off since November the 27th. 3 decent works since February the 10th. And last night on the show, we had on Scott Lake, as I mentioned. He's a trainer here for number 5. Bafid ran considerably better fractions, and he specifically pointed out this horse for us last night to keep an eye on it in the opening leg. Said his horse is really working well. And then finally, number 6, For Harp. I probably have this horse, maybe 6, ranked a little bit too high, but it has a huge late pace advantage over everybody else. 3 strong works, including 2 bullet workouts since February the 9th. And I think if it gets out to an easy lead, I'll probably wish that I had rated the horse a lot higher, which I'm a little bit concerned of. But then again, it could pull off a number 8, get an easy lead, and then start to get spooked by traffic and back up, right?
That's right.
So Terry's coming out of the box swinging today. Initially, Terry wanted to do race 10 as his box it up. I had to send him a little bit of a text that says, Terry, nice try, buddy. Box it up in a 4-horse field. Yeah, you don't get away with that one. So instead, we're going to go with race number 2, which is a 5.5 furlong race. It's a claiming $7,500 race. Why do you like these 4 horses, Terry?
Well, I like the number 10, Full Send. He came in from Gulfstream Park, and in his first race at Parx, he got a really terrible break after being bumped. So the shorter distance should help, and he's trained by a high percentage winning trainer, Jamie Ness. Then number 6, Extreme Force, finished 3rd in his last race, earning the highest last speed rating. And his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Number 9, Inventualist, finished 3rd in his last race. His early speed running style will help his chances, and he can improve at the shorter distance. And number 5, Dancing Dragon, he ran 2nd in his last race. He has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer who in the last 14 days have won 2 out of 7 starts.
And the box it up for Terry, 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. As we mentioned, Terry did hit the exacta yesterday. For me, I'm going to go a little bit of a different route here, Terry. I'm not doing the box it up here. As you can see, mine's coming up in race number 9. Just to kind of round out the view of race number 2, the profile of a winner at 5.5 furlongs. There have been 25 races, 18 of which have been won by speed, 9 of which went wire to wire. You have a opposite of 6 furlongs where the rail and the 8+ get a bonus. Everything else plays at about the same pace. This race, as I look through the pace setup, is dominated by horses that want to lead or chase the leader. We have a closer in here and a trio that appear just absolutely have no chance. I don't want to mention who those horses are, because if I do, then I've guaranteed they're going to finish 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, right?
Yeah, that's the way it usually happens.
Almost always. So
yeah.
I feel like just kind of weighing the way it looks, horses that are going to have the speed of the speed with some late pace could be the way. I'm going to start off with number 1, horse Terry doesn't even have, which I'm scared. But Mr. Fantasy breaks well. If you typically look at those starts, it's 1, 2s, or 3s. So he gets out of the gates pretty well. Does have the top early pace figures in the field. Last time out, showed some improvement in the second half of the race, so around the turn and to the wire, and much faster fractions. My only question is, can Mr. Fantasy hold on at the end, much like that 8 yesterday? Number 5, Dancing Dragon, is another one that had some noticeable late race and around the turn improvement. Top early pace and late pace combinations by a little bit, so it can string together a good race, good effort from beginning to end. Extreme Force, the 6. I wanted to put that higher, but it's been off since January the 17th. And when I look at this horse's past record of coming off the bench following similar layoffs, he just has not run as well. was the favorite when he ran last time out, and trainer Juan Guerrero does rebound the next time around the track with a beaten favorite 28 out of the last 93 times. And then finally, number 10, Full Send, has the best late pace figures in the field, gets a weight break, and it just needs to run 2 back where it went wire to wire at Gulfstream Park. And I kind of think that's probably what you're hoping for out of that 10 horse, Terry.
Yes, it is.
I would imagine. Nick says 6, 9, 4, 8, 10, and 13 are scratched in race number 2. So I have the 2. I have the 6 in race number 2. Huh?
Yeah,
so
they must have did some more scratches.
They must have, yes, indeed. So if you're going to change out the 6, Terry, who do you want to change it out to?
Let's see here. That's in the second race. The 6 is gone. So let's put in the 3, 50 cents.
The 3, all right, 50 cent. The wrapper.
Yep.
Because when we looked at this, Nick, right before we came on, those horses were still in there. So we thank you for helping us out a little bit. For me, for keeping us up to date. So we appreciate the quality control. For me, I'm going to put in race number 2. I'm going to fill it out with the number 2. He's not scratched. He's not in that list, right?
No, I don't see that he is, but the 9 is also scratched. So.
Oh, your 9 is scratched?
Yeah. Too? So you're going to have to put the 1 Mr. Fantasy in there for me.
There you go. All right. So now Terry's box has been completely altered. 2 in a row. So if you win that one, Terry, you most of the credit goes to Nick.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, Jared says it sets up perfectly for number 5 in race number 2. And then Dancing Dragon will win. That's an emphatic statement. So well, you might. You never know. Race number 3, Terry, we're going to move on, hopefully. So can you check if there's more scratches?
Yeah, number 3, the 3 and 13 are scratched, and they were scratched earlier. So
the 3 in race 3?
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, just the 13.
Just the 13. Okay, so because we both have the 3.
Yeah.
So race number 3, 7 furlongs, optional claiming 16,000. We started out at 7 furlongs. Just a quick recap on the profile of a winner. 35 races, 21 of which are won by speed. 9 go wire to wire. You have a little bit of a penalty if you get the 1 or an 8+. 4 through 7 outperform 2 through 3. So you're going to go just all the way to the outside.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to start out with the number 12. So
and
anyway, Distract and Attacked. He finished in the money in his last 5 races and won one of those races at Parx. And the shorter distance may help as he has the highest speed favorite at today's distance. And then number 1, Bucks Are Moving. Finished second in his last 3 races. It's time for him to win. Who knows? Maybe. Number 9, Jovial, won his last race at Parx and got the highest last speed rating. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and the jockey in the last 7 days has the record of 7 out of 11 in the money, winning 3 of those. Number 3, Buffalo Shuffle, finished in a nice second at his last race at Parx, and the distance should not be a problem for him.
So as I analyze race number 3, I feel like as many as half of the horses in this field, their only way to the winner's circle is to be on the lead. That could lead to a fast pace, and I think that might leave the door open to a horse that just maybe runs right off the pace, maybe a stalker or a closer, or the speed of the speed, the one that can discourage all the other fast horses in the field. I'm going to start with Jovial. Has the top pedigree in the field. Last time out, did run the only, for this group, speed figure over par, and has the top early-late pace combination by a pretty good margin. Buffalo Shuffle has the top early pace numbers, and there's a little bit of a gap to the next horse down, and has managed to put together the fastest quarter-mile fractions any horse in this field has run in a race anyway. Terry's top picks, my third pick, Distance, Distract, and Attack at Parx has run 5 times, a win, 3 seconds, and a third. And the last time it ran on February the 9th, since then has 3 pretty good workouts. So Distract, and Attack should be fit form and ready to go. And finally, it was a tough call for me, Terry, between number 1, Bucks Are Moving. It's a Denzel at Parx, right? It's run 17 times, 1 win, 6 seconds, 5 thirds. At the distance, ran 5 times, no wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. So spending a lot of time in the barbershop. Hasn't really gotten a haircut yet, as Denzel says. But that number 14 horse was my first one out. My cousin Rich. I mean, I usually put my names in there. It does have the best late pace figures by a wide margin, but it's faced up to the number one. The Bucks are moving twice and hasn't finished in front of him yet. So my cousin Rich, I'm glad he's my cousin and not my brother.
Yep.
Because he ain't living up to the name, Terry, unfortunately.
That's true.
Right. So in race number 3, Jared says he has the 10, the 9, the 3, and the 12. And neither one of us have the 10. So we got to look out for that one.
Nope.
Right. All right. Next up, we're going to head off to race number 4. Race number 4 again is 7 furlongs. This one's a claiming $5,000 non-winner in 2 in a year. And again, just a quick recap. 7 furlongs, mostly won by speed. Approximately a quarter of them have gone wire to wire. You get a little bit of a penalty if you're on the rail or you wear an 8. Otherwise, everything else is about the same. My best bet right here for the day, Terry, is number 10. Your 4th pick, my 1st pick. Yep. If you look at the fractions last time out, you look at the pace numbers, you know that like at the 2 furlong number and the 4 furlong number, they have the variance, right? It says plus or minus. The last time out, the 10 horse ran, I think, a plus 18 on the 2 furlong number, and he ran like a plus 11 on the 4 furlong number. Didn't really need to do that. Maybe there was some other speed that he was worried about in that race. There's a lack of early speed in this spot right here. 9 out of the 13 horses, I think, one scratch. So 9 out of 12 that prefer to be mid-pack or back. So I think if you can run reasonable fractions, there's a really good chance the pilot or the co-pilot could win this race. Number 10 just ran super hot last time out. There's absolutely no reason to do that here. And he did that at like a mile, I think it's 70 yards, cutting back to 7 furlongs today. I feel like number 10 can get out to the front, run an easy pace. Hell, if he runs the same race he won last time, he was ahead after 7 furlongs. So yeah, that's my best bet of the day.
All righty. Well, that sounds pretty good. I actually like as my first pick, number 6, Jump Shot. Won his last race at Parx and has a decent workout, 49 breezing. And then number 2, Glacier Express, closed from deep to win his last race at Parx. The trainer wins 42% of the time when he drops a horse off of a win. And the jockey in the last 7 days has won 5 out of 14. Then I like number 5, Ty Ran a Homer. Ran second in his last race at Parx, and the distance won't be a problem for him. And then I like number 10, My Train, your best bet. He ran third twice in a row at Parx, and he has a high percentage winning trainer, and he has a highest last speed rating.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at those fractions and those variants. There's no need for him to go out that fast today. He'll get the lead without even trying.
Yeah.
Number 6, Jump Shot, won his last, making it 4 wins in 9 races at the distance. Does have the top combination of early pace and late pace ability. Number 13, Forest Fire. I'm surprised you don't have this one in there, Jared. Getting a little bit of weight break. Does have some early speed, and he chased the 10 horse last time around. So again, if you get a little bit slower pace and the 13 and the 10 get out to a front and run reasonable fractions, they run that opening quarter in 23 and a half, 24, come around the 4 furlong mark at 48 seconds. You might not have a chance to catch the 10 and the 13. And then number 2, Glacier Express, has the best late pace numbers, improved late in the race last time, and is dropping off of a win. Sometimes that's a little suspicious, but for trainer Kathleen Damasi, it's been a winner 3 out of the last 7 times she's made that move. That's your 4th pick. The 13th, is he in there? Oh, he is in there. I'm sorry. I thought it was the 1 and the 3. Sometimes Rich can't read because I have a little dyslexia at times and been hit on the head and all sorts of other calamities. Right?
Yep.
So next race up on the box is number 5. Again, 7 furlongs. Early speed, outside and inside have a little bit of a penalty, about a quarter of which go wire to wire. This is $10,000 maiden claiming. They don't get much lower than that at Parx. So these sorts of races tend to be wide open. What do you see in this wide open race?
All right. I like number 7. It's About My Time. Ran second in his last race at Parx, and the trainer wins 32% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. Then number 8, Alpha's Candyman. He ran second versus Tougher in his last race and dropped some class today. Trainer in the last 14 days has been in the money 3 out of 4 times, winning 2 of those. Then number 4, Willie Mays Hayes. Oh, in the last race had no chance because he lost a rider after stumbling in the start of the race. 2 races back, he ran second, closing at 5 furlongs, and now stretches out to 7 furlongs in today's contest. And then number 6, Beach Bandit. This shorter distance may help, and he has a decent workout.
For me, Alpha Candy's Man and the 7 have far and away the best early pace numbers, so it's about time. This one also has, along with the strongest early pace numbers, the 8 horse, Alpha's Candyman, has put together the fastest quarter-mile fraction run for any in this group. As I mentioned, it's about my time, along with Alpha Candy's Man, does have the second, some of the best early fractions, did run some of the best quarter-mile fractions in their last race, where it was the favorite. Trainer Penny Pierce came back and rebounded with beaten favorites 9 out of the last 32 times. And if you look at the 7 horse, about my time, it's increased its speed figure in 4 consecutive spots. Number 11, He Runs the Line, did run the top last race speed figure, and did it by showing some considerable improvement in the first half mile of the race. And then on top of the improvement in the last half mile, horse also has the best late pace legs by any horse in this field. And I don't think he'll be grouped up with the 8 and the 7, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's like that gap right behind him. So in the second tier of front runners. Number 3, World Regard. I feel like you kind of have to put him in here, as he's only raced one time. All of the others you've seen multiple races, so you kind of have a sense of who all the other horses are. You have no idea really what the upside is for World Regard, or the downside for that matter. We don't know the floor, we don't know the ceiling, but he does have a couple of good workouts. And this really is a race that anything can happen, because like I mentioned, most of these horses have run. Most of their efforts have been bad. A few of them have tried to stay close to the front. And I expect that most likely you're going to see the winner forwardly placed right out of the gate. Race 6 is let me pop up race 6 real quick here, Terry. Race 6 is a allowance $46,000, non-winners of 1. And this is a 7 furlong race. Again, as I mentioned, we're going to see 7 furlongs a lot. Race 6, Terry, it looks like we have most of the same horses, just in a little bit different order. How do you like them?
Yeah, first of all, the 7 and the 8 have been scratched in this race. And I actually like, in race 6, number 5, Maybe After Later. He ran second in his last race, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Hey, the trainer and jockey combination the last 14 days have really been doing well. They've gotten 8 out of 12 in the money, winning 3 of those. And this horse has 3 bullet workouts in a row. So number 3, Pylon, won his last race at Parx, likes this track. I like number 4 as my third pick. Hell's So This Marbles.
Yeah, whatever.
He lost his marbles. There we go.
Yeah, he lost his mind. It's your horse, Terry.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Won his last race at Parx at today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 1, Tip for Tat. Won his last race at Parx, received the highest last race speeding, has a bullet work on March 3rd at 3 furlongs, 36-1.
So race 6, again, as I mentioned, 7 furlongs. When I analyze the pace of this race, there is plenty of giddy up and go. 5 of the 8 horses here want the lead, and another that's likely going to chase them. So maybe those type of races typically set up for the speed of the speed, and then some horses that sit right off the front runners, let them go ahead and burn up their legs and then come in late. Wouldn't be surprised to see how that plays out. I'm going to go Tip for Tap. I don't think the horse is going to be too far off the lead, as I mentioned. Does have the top late pace figures. Last time out, ran a speed figure above par for this level, and that was its 3rd consecutive improvement in that figure in a row. Number 5, Maybe After Later, has been off since January the 19th, put out a bullet workout on February 21st, so bullet and go. Ran at Parx 9 times, has 3 wins, 4 seconds, and a 3rd, quick math says, in the money, 8 out of 9. But I expect this one's going to get bet down pretty hard, Terry. I think it was a 5-2 morning line. I think you'll probably see it closer. I could see it going off at 4-5, to be honest with you. He's lost his marbles. I would rank this one higher, but it's coming off the maiden win, and I'm not a big fan of horses coming off the maiden win, although in putting together that maiden score did show some really good early pace and late pace numbers. And then number 6, JW's 3rd Mischief. I don't know. That horse scratched in as my 5th pick. That also then wraps up our first pick 4, right, Terry?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Hey, Mike, how you doing today? Rainy East Texas. Well, it's better than cold and ugly like it is in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Just third, Michelle's another way watching the post parade. If you got that solid muscle showing in the back end and the ears are perked, he's ready for that. Fire that fits the 6 horse. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up our prime hot dog pick 4s, right, Terry? There
That's
we go.
it.
Oh, that's the wrong one. I got 50-50 chance of pressing the right button, and it's even labeled, and I got it wrong. I told you I get hit in the head too many times.
I know.
So there you go.
Yeah, I like in the race 3, I like the 12, 1, and 9. Race 4, I like the 6, 2, and 5. Race 5, the 7 and 8, and race 6, the 5 and the 3.
Well, there's one way we can wiggle this together, Terry. We can go with the 9 or the 12 in the first leg, the 6 in the second leg. We can have the 7 or 8 in the third leg, and then the 5 will be the keystone that holds it all together for us to both come in. Hot dog pick 4s at 50 cents works out to be $18. Yesterday, I ended up winning this thing. I think the way things scratched out for me, I had 2-2-2 all the way down, which seemed to be fine.
Worked out.
Yeah, one of those things where you're better to be lucky than good sometimes, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But I think I was actually pretty good yesterday with my handicapping. I was pretty much right on with how the pace of the races would work out and then which horses would move up. The unfortunate thing is I kept getting hit by a neck at the wire, race after race after race, and it was making me insane. So I had to wear a hat today. I really wear one of these horse racing today hats because I have like spotches in my hair from pulling them out.
I don't have any hair to pull out. So
you laugh, but it's true, Terry.
Yeah, I know. But I have no hair to pull out. So.
Yeah, I have a little bit, but it's all unorganized this morning. It's got like that 1920s gangster look to it. You know what I mean? The mobsters, they had the Al Capone style. All right, so we're moving off to race number 7. And race number 7 is the first of the $100,000 stakes race. I misspoke a little bit earlier on when I said it was races 8, 9, and 10. So race number 7, Terry, is 1 mile and 70 yards. It is the $100,000 mainline stakes. And the main line, I think in Philadelphia, is like the place to hang out, like the Magnificent Mile, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I've been in Philadelphia. At 1 mile and 70 yards, they've run 60 times, 42 times when they opened the gates. The winner was first, second, or third at the quarter-mile pole. 16 times out of 60, the horse ran from gate to wire. Post positions are mostly even, but you do get a slight inside 3 and a slight 8+ bonus, but not a whole lot. How do you like this? Well, tell us why your 3 here is the Morning Matcha is your best bet.
Okay, and first of all, there's 3 scratches, 2, 5, and 8 in here, so we're going to have to make a little change. But I like in this race, I like the number 3 Morning Matcha.
That's your best bet, huh?
Yeah, she finished in the money in all 8 of her career races, so she's very competitive. She's won 2 of those, and she has the highest last race speed rating. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a bullet workout of 47.3 breezing for 4 furlongs, and the best of 21. And then my second pick was scratched, so number 4 becomes my second pick. Mia Tosca won her last race at Parx, racing easily. She has good workouts. And then number 6, Beach Days, won her last 2 races in a row at Parx. And the jockey in the last 7 days has the record of 11 starts, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3. And then I'm going to throw the number 1 horse in there.
There's only 4 in the field, so it's
has to be the one. So
no other choice. So for me, there's just the 3 and the 6 in this race because the other one's scratched out. As you look at the field, a lot of them wanted to be on the lead, but now that they're scratched out, I still didn't expect it to be that fast of a pace. I think Morning Matcha is going to come in from Aqueducts, 2 for 2 at Parx, has the top late pace figures by a long shot. Champagne Poetry, the scratched, right? So Beach Days, 3 consecutive speed figure increases, 2 wins in a row, and can sit right off the pace. But I think you're probably going to just see the 3 and the 6 run around the track first, second from beginning to end in race number 7, which is only a 4-horse field. Race number 8 is hopefully not just a 4-horse field. Race number 8 is the second of the $100,000 stakes race. It is the Society Hill Stakes. This one is 6 furlongs. And one quick note about 6 furlongs, Terry, is that you do not want the one horse. The one horse is scratched, so that means the 2 horse is not necessarily going to move into that first rail spot, but it is going to move down inside, which is going to be similar to being the post. You have a couple scratches here in race number 8, right? So the one horse is scratched.
The 4, the 6, the 8, the 9, and then the 11. They're all scratched.
So we're in race number 8. So the 9 and the 11 is scratched too?
Yes.
All right. So what do you have then?
I have the 10 is fine. So we can start with the 10.
And the 7.
And
7's in.
7's in. Let's see. The 11's been scratched.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I like the 10, 7, 1, and then
The 1's been scratched too.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's a late scratch also. So let me look here again. 1, 4. Yeah.
Would it be nice if you could put these out a little bit earlier, Philadelphia?
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So
It surely would be.
So yeah, so in the 8th race, the 1 scratch. So then I like the 2. Put the 2 in there for the 1. So I like the
10, 7, and 2. That's it.
10, 7, 2. Well, I guess 5.
The 5 horse. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing. So we have the same 3 picks. Same.
Yeah.
But I'm really just going to focus on the 10 and the 7 because everything else I had scratched out.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a 2 didn't scratch out for me. I had the 2, so I'm going to focus on the 10, 7, and 2. But fire away why you like them.
All right, number 10, Starship Loban, has won 2 out of the last 4 races. She has the highest last speed rating. And the trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days has the record of 12 starts and been in the money 8 times, winning 3 of those. Then number 1 has been scratched, right? Is that right?
Yep.
So then I like, let me get to the other page here. It kind of threw me off a little bit. So, number 2, this horse has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and the best start speed is fastest among the starters. They're going to add Lasix. The horse there had won 3 in a row at Parx and Penn National before coming here. And then the number 5 horse, Kisses for Emily, has a really good trainer. It's a closer, ran 3rd last time at Aqueduct, comes in from Aqueduct. So, this is one could really do well.
So with the 5 horse out, with the 1 horse, yes, indeed, Rosebug is out. So I'm going to start with number 10, Starship Loban. 3 consecutive speed figure increases. Last time out, it won by 11. And did so with some really good late pace improvement. That race was on February the 16th, so a pretty quick turnaround for that one. Number 7, Perfect Direction, is the one that should be on the pace. Has the top early pace and late pace combination. But that was based on a debut win, and I'm not the biggest fan of horses coming out of debut wins and going right up into stakes class. Number 2, Disco Ebo. That is Jared's top pick, says it's going to be an easy win. Well, so far he's run at Parx and Blay. Both have been easy win at the distance twice. Both have been easy wins. Won the maiden at Parx, gets first-time Lasix here with some back class in terms of early speed. And you know how I like speed and Lasix. And then the 5 horse just fills in because of the scratches for me on race number 8. Race number 9, let's take a look at that, Terry. That 58.2 split Mariner is blazing. Yeah, he's run some good ones for sure. Let's look at race number 9.
Yep.
As we struggle with the scratches, these late scratches, compliments of Philadelphia.
Yep.
It's a 6 furlong. It's a $100,000 Rittenhouse Square Stakes. And in race number 9, do we have any scratches that we have?
Yes.
2 horses out.
And the 6.
The 2 and the 6. Do we have the 2 and the 6? Neither one of us has the 2 and the 6. Good. So 6 furlongs again. The rail stinks. 1 for 62. You don't want the 1 horse. Other than that, when you look at 6 furlongs, as you can imagine, speed usually wins because there's been 62 races. 41 of them were won by speed. 16 gone wire to wire. Just pass on the 1 horse. Every other post position plays fair.
Yeah. Well, number 3, Dance Code, is my first choice. Tried Aqueduct and finished 4th, and now returns to Parx, where he's won 3 out of 4 races. So he really likes this track. The shorter distance should help him, and they're going to give Lasix Today, number 4, Uncaptured Spirit, comes in from Laurel Park after running third in his last race there, and he sports 2 bullet workouts in a row. Number 5, Scaramouche. Scaramouche. Won his,
Scaramouche.
yeah,
Can you
won
do
his,
the fandango?
that's right. He won his last race at Parx, earning the highest last race speed rating. The trainer wins 31% of the time when using Lasix for a second time. And his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He has a good 4 furlong workout, February 24th. And then number 8, Talented Man, won his last race at Parx. The trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days has won 2 out of 3 starts.
This is my box it up. And Jared, I have to say, I hope you're wrong, my friend, because I don't have the 4 horse in my picks here. Terry does. I have Scaramouche, the Queen song from the lyric, right? Whatever Scaramouche is, I don't know. Should probably Google it one of these days. That's my top selection because Scaramouche had the top last race speed figure. Horse showed much better numbers across the board. The early part of the race, the middle part of the race, the late part of the race, has the top pedigree, has the top early pace and late pace combination. Scaramouche can do the fandango and find its way into the winner's circle here. Dance Code, last time out, when he ran at this level at Parx, 2 back, he won. Something he does pretty regularly at Parx. Ran there 4 times and found the winner's circle in 3 of them. Number 8, Talented Man. That's the horse named after Terry. Along with he's lost his marbles. So Terry's got a lot of them named after him today. This horse is coming off the maiden win, so I'm not too keen on that. But you did see some improved 6 furlong time last time out by more than 3 seconds. That's some incredible improvement from race to race, and did run some of the fastest opening quarter mile fractions last time out. And then the number 9 horse, Practical Coach, first time Lasix, third off a layoff, improved across the board in the last. And to be honest, it was a tough call between that and the number 4, Uncaptured Spirit. But I'm going to stick to my guns today. There's an internal feeling telling me, Terry, to stick to my box it up. And that is, again, $4, 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. And then we move off to race number 10. Hold on 1 second here. Race 10 scratches 1, 2, 6, 7, and 8 becomes a 3-horse race. So there's even less horses in there now. The 8 is out.
Looks like, it becomes let's see, the race 10.
Pretty soon it's going to be a match race.
It's a 4 race. It is. It's a 4
but they
horse
said
race.
that the 8 horses scratch now, too.
Oh, the 8 scratch too? Holy crumb.
So it's a 3-horse race, Terry.
Yeah.
Which one? Well, how do you? Well, 5, 3, and 4. So we have them almost in exact. Actually, we have them in reverse.
Yeah,
we both agree on the 3. So why do you like the 5?
Well, let's see. I like the 5. All right. So I like the. Let's see. We're in 10th race. I like the 5 Twisted Ride because he won his last race at Parx, and the jockey in the last 7 days has a record of 14 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. Number 8 is Scratched. Number 3, Smarten Up, finished 3rd in his last race after being pinched at the start. And he drops in class today, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 4, Courvoisier. Cavassier. All right.
It's a drink, I think, that they like to have in the clubs.
All right. Well, he drops in class today, and the trainer wins 20% of the time in dirt starts. Best speed, dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a good workout on March 1st.
Mike points out to us all these late scratches are because of a possible herpes outbreak at Parx.
Oh boy!
If it's not one thing, it's another thing in horse racing these days, Terry. Especially when you and I pick tracks, right?
Yeah.
We shut them down for rain. We shut them down for tsunamis. We shut them down for what was another one? It was like an earthquake or something along those, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then herpes what? So I guess horse herpes. I don't know. We'll have to look that up and talk about that tonight on the Sports Center show. Speaking of which, tonight on Sports Center, a good thing that kind of jarred my memory because kind of racing through everything here a little bit today. Tonight on Sports Center, we have a young aspiring jockey. You'll see her live. That is Skylar Spanabel. That should be a lot of fun to talk to Skylar, get a sense of what it's like to be young and in the business, and how things are going for it, Terry. So I'd expect that to be another fun show. Make sure you tune in for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
the 4th in the 10th, we'll wire them. Boy, everybody's on that 4 except for me. Maybe I should go back and change my box and put the 4 in there instead of the 9.
Maybe you should, huh?
Maybe I should. But the last time you did that worked out well for you when you changed it on Jared's pick. I'm going to stick to my guns, Terry, right?
Okay.
That's how I am. I'm a stubborn old man. Damn it, close the door. What are you, born in a barn? You remember those type of things when you were a kid?
I do, yeah.
All right, so what are we on? Race number 10, right?
Yes.
Well, there's only 3 horses left. And so the 8 horses scratched. Cavoursier, I think Cavoursier is going to be on the front. Top pedigree, drops from a $250,000 race. In a 3-horse race, whoever gets the lead typically controls the race. Then you have Smartened Up, finished well behind Cavoursier last time out when they met up. And then finally, you have Twisted Ride. One, it's maiden. Not a big fan of the maiden to the $100,000 race angle. But with only 2 horses to beat, it's not as fast a rule, I suppose, right?
That's right.
And then finally, race number 11. Let's see if there's any more scratches in race number 11. So race number 11, just the 7 and the 11 are out.
Right. Right.
And I don't think either one of us has the 7 or 11, right?
No,
we do not.
No.
All right. Whew, I'm glad we're not making those last minute changes there. So race number 11 is a 1 mile and 70 yard race. It is claiming $15,000. Just to recap what the profile of a winner at 1 mile and 70 yards looks like. 60 races, 42 won by speed, 16 of which went wire to wire. Post play mostly even, although there is a slight inside 3 and 8+ bonus. All right, Terry, how are you going to bring us home?
All right, I like number 5. This I'll Defend. Won her last race at Parx and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 3, Corn, well, whatever. Likes the track and today's distance, and she drops in class today. And number 2, It's Game Time. She won her 2 out of the last 4 races. She should improve while returning to dirt, and the trainer wins 35% of the time when he takes a horse from all-weather track to the dirt surface. Number 10, Spring Emperor won her last race at Parx, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters.
So for me, in the final race of the day, number 3, Cohen. So anyway, when you try to pace out this race, there's a good mix of horses in here. You got some speed, some chasers, some stalkers, some closers, and that usually equals the best horse winning. In this case, I hope number 3 is the best horse, Cohen. Last race is much better than it looks on paper. If you check out the fractions, compare them from race to race, they were much better than the last start. This I'll Defend showed some nice improvement in the first half mile of the race last time. 6 had two good workouts since that last race on February the 6th, and does share the top late pace numbers by a pretty wide margin over everybody else. Number 10, Spring Emperor, showed across the board improvement and much better numbers in his last race. And finally, closing out the show here, I got a number 4 horse for you, Jared. Fast Bob. 3rd off a layoff and showed major improvement. And everybody loves a Fast Bob, Terry.
That's right.
Our prime rib pick 4s are going to be a little bit mixed up here, right?
Yeah, I've got mine, I think, figured out.
So you emailed me your Mahoning Valley and Turf Paradise picks today. Okay, I'll make sure I put Jared's Mahoning and Turf Paradise picks up on when we post the recap of this over at horseracingtoday.net. So make sure you check them out. I can give them. I'm going to put them up on the board so everybody has them, Jared. So you can take a look at that. Number 4 takes a class drop in speed. All right. So when you head over to Horse Racing Today later on to get the recap, let me pull up our picks back up here again, Terry, real quick. But when you go over to Horse Racing Today, if you could do us a big favor, some folks have been doing it, so we appreciate that. Head over to the Horse Racing Today, hit that HRT gear, get yourself some nice stuff. This number 4, Terry, is on the mail on the way to me. So you should be seeing this one debuting on the show before too long. Hopefully I get a little bit of tan, though. I think people look better in yellow with a little bit of tan than being this pasty winter color that we get when you're stuck in the house in Chicago for 6 months.
Yeah. That's
all right,
true. So
let's pop up our prime rib pick 4s, Terry. They're a little bit mixed up in here, but because of scratches. So race number 8. Let's see. What kind of scratches do we have in race number 8 that aren't not in here?
Well, let's see. The 11 is scratched in 8, so my 11 went away, uh, and I think that's it. So I like the 5 in place of the 11. So 5 would
5 in
be,
place of the 11. Well, why don't we do this, Terry?
yeah.
Instead of trying to hack this out, why don't you go ahead and resend it to me the
Okay.
way you want it? And what I'll do is I will go ahead. Yeah, hey, no problem, Jared. I look forward to it. And we'll get a little bit more into this, a little bit detailed. Terry's going to be out for a little bit, and I think Jared's most likely going to step in for him. So he'll not only will he put our picks to shame, Terry, but not likely he's got a face for TV, unlike you and I.
That's probably right.
So Terry and I will go ahead and we'll reconfigure our pick fours, and I'll put up the images over at horseracingtoday.net. You'll catch that over there. And just to recap what we have in terms of our picks, of course, I made a big mistake in one race, according to everybody here, and that's race number 9 in my box. I don't have the 4-horse.
I
Hopefully
do.
Terry does, and according to Jared, you're a smart guy for that. So, and for other reasons, Terry's a smart guy, right? Here are our total picks down the board. Hopefully this reflects all the scratches on the card today. I think it does. We'll go ahead and as I said, reconfigure our prime rib and hot dog pick fours. Thanks, fellas. We appreciate it. Nick, tell your friends about us. And we also want to say thank you to Mike Watkins for giving us a thumbs up. If you like what you saw on Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook at Horse Race Today. It's the same handle for Twitter and Instagram. And once we get to 1,000 followers on Twitter, so tell all your friends about us.
Yeah.
Tell them all to follow us, because the minute we hit 1,000, Sean is going to do a dance on TikTok in his Speedos with flaming chainsaws. I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
Thank
it sounds
you,
really good to
for the
me.
thumbs up. And while you're here on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the like button as well. All right, Terry. Tomorrow we'll be back at Parx again. Hopefully, the herpes outbreak will be under control by then, and we won't get a bunch of in-show scratches. But it's always fun to do things on the fly.
Oh yeah, I mean it's okay. Makes things interesting. So
yeah, a little more stressful as I'm trying to bounce around from button to button. Again, tonight we'll have a young jockey, Skylar, on the show with Sean and I at 8 p.m. Skylar Spanabel. She'll be on the show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, so you can check that out. And then on Thursday, we have the most recent champion of the National Handicapping Contest. That will be David Harrison, who's I think the second winner in a row from Illinois. So I'm going to try to make it 3 in a row this year, but I haven't gotten there yet, Terry.
no, I know. It's not that easy, but it's worth trying for.
All right, fantastic. We're going to make it work today, Terry, for sure. All right, then, folks, that wraps up today. Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here today?
Well, I hope everything's all right at Parx, and that they take care of what's going on there. I hope everybody has a good day. And yeah, we do. We have over 1K on the tube. That's true. We're excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the only thing is the next milestone that YouTube's thrown on us, which is, I guess, the milestone. A couple good things here, eh? We haven't gotten any strikes against us yet, so I haven't said anything I'm not supposed to say. I don't know how that's happened. We have to have like 4,000 viewing hours. We're like 400 or 500 away from that, and then we'll be able to monetize it. So we do appreciate it. It's you signing up. We're thankful that you spend your time with us. It's humbling, because I firmly believe that time is the most valuable commodity on earth, because it's something all of us have a limit to. It's not endless, and what we do with our time is basically what our life is. And the fact that you spent some of your life and time with us, I am genuinely appreciative of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I look forward to seeing Jared Bush on the show here, and I hope everybody has a great week, and be safe. Give your loved ones a kiss.
Thank you. Well, Jared, you take us to $3,000. I'll be pumped up for that. And the most important, the person that's going to be the most pumped up is Sean when we get that Twitter to 1,000. And the rest of the universe, once they see that flaming chainsaw juggling act and Speedos on TikTok, that'll be one of those things that you can't unsee. That will absolutely be the sign of the end of times, my friends.
That's right. Yep.
All right, folks. Everybody have a fantastic Tuesday. Hopefully all of your picks and your day ends up in J. Marco's
Winner's Circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic Tuesday. Once again, thanks for joining us, everybody.
I've been living life right like I could just die